A very big welcome to you, my dear Aquarius. So the sun has moved into Taurus, and Taurus is how do we live this spiritual life where we're not teaching, where we're not telling others what to do, but we live it ourselves. We are the light. And yes, there is always a little bit of darkness there. And so in this combination, we get the 19, which is the 10, and then the 10 and the 5, the 15. We get attached to how we see the spiritual path, and we want to push it onto others. So become a 6, right, out of the 15. When we calculate together, we go down into a single digit number. We get the 6, and the 6 is self-love. And so this is what's coming through the sun, which is giving the light to the moon. And the moon is in your sign today. And so you are looking at the moon, you are looking at the subconscious, and you see that you are learning to understand what is still there, what kind of seed, samskara, is there that is holding you sometimes prisoner, right? And you want to liberate yourself. You want to be a star because the sun is a dwarf star and a star is a big sun out there in our solar system or universe, right? And so here comes this beautiful combination. The 17 turns into an 8, and then 18 turns into a 9, the 9 and the 8, a 17 appears again. So the work is to go deeper and see that then out of the 17 you're making an 8, and the 8 is the strength that you're getting from your opposite sign, which is Leo. Now you are, of course, the King of Swords, and in your deck we have a feminine and a masculine king, which I love because it shows that this is not something this generation has created only now, right? The woke culture. No, this has existed already in the 15th century in the tarot, right? And so here you are, a feminine and a masculine king. You're the 11th zodiac sign, and as such connected then through the community and the technology. And as an Aquarius, you are a visionaire. We're going to look at Uranus. Uranus rules you, is of course the Fool here. Here are always the new beginnings and the new revolutions starting. Back to the last reading where we had Aries Sun giving Aquarius Moon the light. We had also Neptune that moved into Aries, so I was doing a special there. And it stays for 14 years, so we looked at that. And we had Venus and Mercury in Aries retrograde, so I looked at that as well. New money brings you a whole new meaning. And I looked if there is a reoccurring card, and there are 2, and so we can begin the reading. I begin, of course, with the King of Swords. I'm starting with the feminine one. You get the 3 of Swords, which is Saturn in Libra. What's going on, right? So this is not just only a relationship situation. This is also a world pain that Aleister Crowley described as everybody is feeling this, because it's a sword, so it's in your mind. It's not really in your heart. But there was a situation, and so you as the 11th zodiac sign are a portal, and in that portal you know that you are getting a teaching here through the 3 of Swords. What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? You're getting 7 of Swords, which is the moon in Aquarius, and this is exactly what's happening right now. The moon is in Aquarius and it's pointing to the left. And to the left right now, we're reading to the right, to your full moon. To the left, we're going back to the new moon. We're going back within, right? Left introverted, right extroverted. And so here, the 7 of Swords, you see the fox naturally going up those 7 swords, wanting to get a chicken because he's hungry. And so what are you hungry for? Are you hungry for love that is really letting you know it is possible, right? Because the 3 and the 7 is a 10, and there's a 10 as a new cycle. the 10 and the 11, 3 times the 1 and the 0, the Fool in there. And so the moon usually brings you self-doubt, self-worth, right? Are you worthy of a really deep love? And this is what you're questioning yourself right now. It's pointing to the left, and so it's something that you are working on deep within you. And the 10, of course, we understand is a new one. So you have 10 swords, and 10 swords usually is the sun in Gemini, and Gemini is in the next reading, right, when the sun is in Gemini. So have a look at this, right? And when we, of course, put the masculine King of Swords here, we see this is not only happening to women, it's also happening to the men, that we start feeling this deep, deep, painful awareness about that. What is this life all about, and why do we feel guilty when we want to eat, but we actually feel like we are doing something that is not, like understanding that we are the victim, we are not good enough, etc. And so observe this situation here, very important, right? So Saturn in Libra and Moon here in Aquarius, right? Then we're going to look at Uranus. Uranus is bringing you the 3 of Cups, which is Mercury in Cancer. So you get the 3-3, and the antidote to this painful moment here is to feed the unknown, feed the adventure, feed the things that make you feel like I want to be a person that is really loving life. Mercury in Cancer. Cancer are the emotions. Mercury is the magician. And so you see how the cup is going here into the Fool, right? Into this foolish idea. Go for it. Do it. Then you have 2 cups standing. That's the duality, or the masculine and the feminine. What is coming from your deck? You get the 2 of Swords. So now you have altogether 12 swords, and that's Moon in Libra. Now you had here the Saturn in Libra. So there is a Libra coming at you, and Saturn in Libra and Moon in Libra are 5 swords. And 5 swords is fighting around, right? And so here the 3 and the 2 is also a 5, the 5 and the 0. So here you have just 2 more swords, right? And you are noticing now that these 2 cups that are standing and these 2 birds that are sitting there are letting you know that's duality. There's always going to be a right and a left and an up and a down and an inhale and an exhale. Focus on the center. Focus on feeding your inner world. Remember, when we see that the cup is going to the left from an outer perspective, then when I become it, it's going to the right. So whatever you feed within, you will actually be able to live it in the without. So 12 swords, right? We had the 7 and the 3 swords, and now 2 more swords. That's 12 swords. And 12 swords is the Hanged Man, which was Neptune in Aries, right? In the last reading, maybe there's a message, but also the 12 zodiac signs, and the 3 is left. So you understand, 3 swords are left, and so focus on Saturn in Libra, right? Let go of the victim, let go of questioning everything in your mind, but find the peacefulness by only letting one thought go in or out, right? No matter which bird goes in first or out, right? You need to be the master of this all, and so your journey is about having fun, but also now here, Moon in Libra is letting you know Libra is playing a part here, because Libra is justice. Now we're going to look at the Moon. The Moon is bringing you the empty well, time to replenish. And the empty well is the 16. The 16 is the Tower. The Tower is Mars. So when you look at this, you see that when you go deep into your subconscious, into the Moon, you see you go down, down, down into the well, and the 16 becomes the 7, and the 7 is part of your number. Now the 18 turns into the 9 and the 7 is the 16, so the 16 is left, right? So understand that here the empty well, the time to replenish, is saying very clearly, have a look deep down in your subconscious, because the moon has come up. The moon in Aquarius has come up. What is it that you feel you're not good enough? What is it that you feel like you are a victim, right? And so observe that and see why is the well empty. What is coming from your deck, because the moon is in your sign? You get justice, and that's Libra. And we had Saturn in Libra, and we have Moon in Libra. So we have 5 swords just in itself that are connected with Libra, and Libra is the 11th major arcana, and so you are the 11th zodiac sign, so you connected through the 11 with Libra. So the justice that sees the well empty is saying, well, we got to do something about it, right? And so the 16 is the 7 and the 11 is here. So this is a date, the 7/11 or the 11th of July. Observe how that makes you feel. And so because you had Saturn in Libra and you had Moon in Libra, and now Libra is coming up, I want to see what Libra is telling you. And Libra is bringing you Leo, and Leo is opposite of you. Leo is giving you the light for your full moon, and that's where we're going. That's why we're reading to the right. Otherwise, we would read to the left, and the reading is different. And so the 8 and the 7 is the 15, and the 15 is Capricorn, is the attachment sometimes to how we think the world should be, but it's not. And so the 6 is left, right? So this is the 6th of November or the 11th of June. A new date is appearing. So watch, observe, and see how this makes you feel. But Libra is definitely saying to you, well, you got to integrate Leo. You got to integrate that wildness Leo has. And Leo here is the 8. And here the Libra is the 11. Usually in other decks, it's reverse, right? That Libra is the 8 and Leo is the 11. And that's why I integrate so many different decks to see, right, how that speaks then to us. But you see, go deep, look why the well is empty, see where is injustice that you create, not others. Always work with yourself and see that you find the strength that comes from Leo. And Leo is going to help you to be strong and wild and take this journey out there. Last station, the Sun. Sun in Taurus, or the bank. So you're getting here the rock, the endurance, the number 20. So the 20 and the 19 is the 39. The 39 is the 12. And we had the 12 with the 12 swords, and the 12 again then becomes the 3. The 3, the Empress. Be either, right, that feminine aspect that you have deep within you, no matter if you're feminine or masculine, but see how important it is to endure any situation, to be strong. The 20 is the last judgment. That's Pluto, and Pluto has moved into Aquarius. So it's almost like this is a sign from Pluto saying, endure the next 20 years. I'm going to change your life so much you don't recognize who you are at the end of it. And so embrace this rock, right? Rock solid you are here. So the 20 is speaking directly to you. What is coming from Taurus? The Queen of Wands is coming, and that's Aries, right? And Aries is the beginning of the sun year, and now Neptune is in Aries. And Neptune are your dreams. And what are your dreams, right? What are you dreaming about when you go deep down that rabbit hole? What are you dreaming about? Having fun, of course, and seeing that you find a peacefulness with duality, that you find your center, and find out why this is empty, right? And find out why Libra is coming here and letting you know that she is helping you because she's an air sign too, right? Libra is the Queen of Swords, right? But there is also a masculine and a feminine queen in the deck, right? And so you understand that's the union. And so Aries is coming and letting you know out of the 20 comes the 1, the first zodiac sign. It's a 21. The 21, that's the world. That's Saturn. So Saturn in Libra, it's almost saying, yeah, this is what it is. This is what life is all about, right? Saturn in Libra. So you see that Libra is tough. She's the one that cuts the head off. She takes that ego apart, and so find the strength to endure that, right? And so that's maybe what you feel here, right? Saturn in Libra, and Saturn is here through the 21. Be strong, be bold, be fierce, right? Like Aries. Aries begins the year. Aries is a fire sign. She's creative. She's like, I'm going to take on the world. And the 21 turns into a 3. The 3 and the 10 is the 13. A big transformation is coming to you. The sun in Taurus is bringing that to you, and you are going to learn and you're going to understand that here is the 15, here's the 6, and here's the 3, that's the 9 altogether. And in the 9 we see that there is a completion, that everything has its ups and downs, and now you are learning to play even here with the action. How do I take action? How do I go out there? Leo has also a wand, right? But Leo is the king of wands, and so observe what's happening here. Observe that the 21, that the world is letting you know everything is coming and going. Nothing is for nothing. We have for everything a very specific energy field, and so the 3 is left, and understand that you can be like a rock, enduring simply anything, right? And this is what the message is bringing. You're enduring, right, this heartache. You're enduring that you are having doubts, that you are feeling like you're the victim, and that you cannot really do what you want to be doing, and that the well is empty, right? That the 16 turns into a 7, and that the 7, that's you, right? You're the 17th major arcana, and in there is the 8, and the 8 we know is then the strength. And so find the strength deep within you, and do not worry about anything else, and just take that path out there and enjoy yourself with the 3 of Cups. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in Gemini, right? And the 10 of Swords, that's the sun in Gemini. And so maybe here the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Swords have spoken already for the next reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.